What are you talking about? There would be no explanation they could give that would make that okay.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grimm. Today we're reacting to a special interview that Dr. Phil is having backstage with these parents of a kid that has done some of the most wild things I've ever heard of on this show. And trust me, you should watch until the very end to see the full extent of what she's done. Without further ado, I really don't want to spoil anything just yet, so let's just meet these parents first and hear what they think has happened to their daughter.
Her life has just taken a downward spiral in the last 8 months.
So this sounds pretty normal, right? You know, basically a girl that got involved with the wrong crowd in school or something and has been going down a dark path where she's starting to act differently and do things that she never would have done beforehand. I feel like this is always the story we hear about on Dr. Phil's show when it comes to bratty or just plain bad kids. But this is so much different, you guys. Just wait until they announce what she has actually tried to do.
She got your debit card, right?
Yes.
And she did 2 transactions?
So once again, gonna reference TJX6 today. This girl's listening to his swiping lessons and his songs and just figured, hey, my stepdad leaves his card laying around all day. Anyways, let me just steal this and go to the ATM and pull out like $1,000 so I can buy some random stuff, you know? I don't really need it, but hey, might as well steal from my stepdad. It's pretty fun to do, right? I mean, but that isn't even the worst of it, however. We still haven't reached the terrible thing that she did actually try. I mean, stealing from your parents in the first place is obviously super whack. Like, they work hard for that money and they support you with that money, so don't do that. But she took it to another level by doing it twice and to her stepdad. That's not even her real dad, dude. Like, just don't be cruel to the man. Let the man live, all right?
You have no idea this is your cheerleader daughter taking money out to hire hitmen to murder you.
No, not a clue.
That's right. This girl yoinked $1,000 of her stepdad's money into a PayPal account so that she could hire, this is so hard to say, it's just insane, a hitman to take out her mom and stepdad. Talk about some issues that have gone unresolved there, bruh. I don't know about any other teen girls that just hate their parents so much that they try to PayPal some random dude $1,000 in order to get him to ice them. Like, that's a little far, don't you think? I get that you're angsty and think that your parents are against you, and so is the rest of the world, but this isn't a crime drama, this is real life. Plus, for only $1,000, how professional grade are we talking here? It's not like she's exactly splurging on this. You know, it's probably just some other moron at her school that thinks he can do it, but instead will just end up getting arrested too. That's an insane plan, dude. Like, she really must be dumb if she thought this was going to work at all.
Someone that knew her went to the school counselor and told him what was going on.
Right.
And then they contacted the sheriff's department.
Yo, honestly, shout out to that friend of hers that overheard and had the courage to report this, because, I mean, I would do the same. If someone I knew at school was just casually telling me of their plan to take out their own parents, you know, that's not something that you can really let breeze on by, alright? You gotta do your part and report that to the authorities. Also, side note, guys, I'm sorry, but if there's these weird sounds on my mic, it's super windy at my house and it sounds like aliens are about to take over, so I apologize if that's picking up on mic. Imagine if she didn't report this and they actually went through with it. That would be on your hands too, for some extent, for not reporting it to the authorities. I don't know, I'm just so baffled by this whole situation. To think a girl in high school on the cheer team is even capable of devising a plan like this is just insane, dude.
We're in a deep state of shock, naturally, because I don't think anyone really expects that their kid's gonna want them dead. Like,
yeah, no parent should even have that on their minds at any point. Like, yeah, your kid will lash out and tell you that they hate you, and if they're angry enough, they might even wish that you died. But none of them are actually out here trying to make that a reality. Well, except for this girl, obviously. It's another case of not judging a book by its cover, because every picture they show of this girl just reminds me of the average, you know, cheer girls at my old high school. Like, you don't expect someone like that to just be hiring hitmen on PayPal, but here we are. Apparently that does happen.
she's apologetic. And, you know, for us as parents now, of course, we stand behind our daughter. We want to help our daughter, and that's really what we want to do.
This is a tough one for me, because whenever I see stuff like this, where a big decision has to be made, I try to put myself in that situation or scenario, and here I really don't know if I would be able to forgive my kid. Maybe it's because I'm not a parent or necessarily into the idea of being a parent anytime soon, but I feel like any love for that kid is just gone once they legit try to hire an assassin to take me out. Just because they're mad at me. Like, at that point, I feel like I've just failed as a parent, and yeah, I'm gonna take this L and send that kid off to jail. You know, I'm not afraid of pressing charges at that point. So it is kind of crazy to me that these two are still welcoming her with open arms almost. Like, after learning all of this, I don't know if I'd be able to put that behind me, dude.
She had a boyfriend here that badmouthed you to her, as far as you know, right?
Yeah.
Because you're in law enforcement.
Here's another piece of proof that whoever this girl hired is a total moron. Her stepdad, you know, one of the targets of this hit, is a police officer, dude. You know for sure that they're going to be investigating that to their full ability until they catch someone. So why would you sign up to do this in the first place? And if you did, why would you only accept $1,000? That's not even enough for 1 month of rent in my apartment, dude. Like, what are you going to do with $1,000? Buy a nice pair of off-white shoes or something? At least ask for some big bands if you're going to be doing that. But you know, now that I think about it, maybe don't do it no matter what.
You knew about the broken bones when they happened, you just didn't know how it happened.
I was never there when anything happened.
Whether it was she fell or whatever.
So here's where we get some info on why she is lashing out in recent years like this, and kind of done a 180 in terms of her personality, according to her parents. And it's stated by the mother here that actually as a kid, her last husband was basically a big pile of human trash and would injure this girl, and it wasn't discovered until they actually got a divorce, according to the mother. The mom was so clueless the entire time that she just let this happen and let her daughter get hurt repeatedly. So I can see why this girl would have some pent-up rage towards her mother for not being there and protecting her, since it is her job, and since it all happened at a young age, that just affected her even more. They even say that this girl has been in therapy since the age of 4, so obviously she's had a rough go at things if that's been a common thing in her life since a very young age. And to be honest, this mom does seem really sketch. Like, the whole time she's been talking in this interview, she has her eyes closed and doesn't even look at Dr. Phil in the eyes, which is a big indicator, to me at least, that she might be omitting some of this truth or flat out not saying the truth at all. And I'm sure there's a lot more to this story because, I mean, this girl doesn't go from a normal teenager in high school to someone who's facing jail time because they tried to order a hit out on their mom and stepdad. Like, that's just not a normal character arc unless we're in a crime movie or something. Even then, that would be a little far-fetched.
So guys, real quick, I have a super fast challenge that only takes 5 seconds to complete. So if you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just give it a try, it really works.
How do you feel about missing that?
I mean, I don't know how more incomplete of a mother you can feel like for missing something like that.
Yeah, bruh, I don't trust this mom at all. And looking at the comments of this original interview on YouTube, everyone else seems to agree with me. She probably knew the whole time what was going on with her last husband and how he was hurting her, but she just turned a blind eye. I don't know, because maybe she's a piece of garbage too. Or maybe because her freaking eyes don't work apparently, and she can't talk without rapidly blinking them and having them shut most of the way. I don't know why that triggers me so much, but it just does. Like, please open your eyes and make eye contact with Dr. Phil. He's the man asking you these questions. Oh wait, you can't because you aren't telling the entire truth, because probably you're embarrassed of how terrible of a parent you are. It's all starting to make more and more sense the longer we go on, to be honest.
What were you focused on that took your attention to the point that you didn't notice?
I guess it was the constantly having to work.
Okay, yeah, you gotta make ends meet in work, but when your kid has a broken leg for the 3rd time this year, why aren't you questioning that? And I mean, if the dude was capable of hurting her in private, he must have had some of that anger and craziness leak into times where the mother was around. You know, I really just do not buy it at all that she was so oblivious to all of this the entire time. And her annoying answers to these questions just prove to me that she isn't telling us the whole truth, like I said, which is honestly very frustrating. Dr. Phil is having them on for an interview. You could at least be straight up and admit your wrongdoings in the past. Still, look, I don't support the daughter for what she did. Like, obviously that's insane, but still, it starts to make a lot more sense when you see it from this angle, and once again proves that not every situation is just black and white. Like I always say, guys, there's many levels to every story.
Your reaction to this is really inappropriate. It's disproportionate to what's happened here.
At least Dr. Phil steps up here and tells this woman that she is not reacting how a normal person should react to this information. And once again, that probably has to do with the fact that she knows much more about this twisted situation than us, and she is keeping things from us that would explain why she's so calm about almost being iced by someone that her daughter hired to take her out. It's like this mother is desensitized to any and all of this somehow, and she just plays it off like, yeah, kids will be kids. You know, they lash out sometimes. But no, your daughter legit tried to have you taken out. How do you not react strongly to that? Also, how do you not react strongly to admitting that you missed out on years of her being hurt by someone else while under your watch and protection? You're her mother, you're supposed to protect her, and instead you just drop the ball because you're somehow oblivious to all of it.
I'd want to jerk a knot in their tail so fast, make your head spin, And you're like, well, you know, she's really a sweet girl.
To be honest, I have no idea what that term means that Dr. Phil just said, but I don't think I want to know either. All in all, this was a crazy situation, and I wish we could learn more about what's been happening to this girl, like if she's about to be prosecuted for this or not, but maybe they'll give us an update later on, and I'll be sure to fill you guys in. All that I know is I am glad my family is a lot more functional than this one. This mom has some serious issues with explaining herself, and it makes me think that there was a lot of reasons that this girl is lashing out and having a hard time in her young adult life. So that was a pretty dumb move on her part to ruin her whole life by trying to hire a PayPal hitman, but you know, that's just my opinion. Maybe we shouldn't be out here doing that. Anyways, guys, let me know what you thought of this story down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace out.